You can go ahead.
So students, this is going to be a tutorial on how to register in the Student Housing Gateway during apartment registration. So your designated roommate who is going to log into the Student Housing Gateway, this is what they're going to see when they're completing the registration process for your group. So I'm going to walk you through that so that then hopefully that'll alleviate any stress that the designated roommate may have on the registration day, so that way they can see how the registration process will work. So first you're going to go to the website for the Student Housing Gateway. You can either type in that link directly, or you can go to the RCL website and you can click on the link for the Student Housing Gateway. As a reminder, during apartment registration opens at 10 a.m. and closes at 4 p.m. So once you're at the login page for the Student Housing Gateway, you're just going to click on the link that says I'm a residential student and would like to log on. Then you're going to go ahead and put in your LancerNet ID and password in order to log into the computer system. Once you are logged in, there are two links on the left-hand side. You're going to want to click on the link that says Housing Registration Information. When you click on that link, there'll be a drop-down called Housing Registration Information. You're going to go ahead and click on that link to actually get into the registration page. If you click on Housing Registration Information and it doesn't take you anywhere, that's because pop-ups are enabled in your web browser and you need to enable pop-ups. The system does use pop-ups, so you can quickly enable them, and then when you click on the Housing Registration Information link, it will take you to the next screen. Once you get to the Housing Registration Resources page, you're going to see that there is a button there for apartment registration. You're going to go ahead and click on that to begin the apartment registration process. Once you click on that, you'll see that the system is going to show you during that step 1, you're going to be signing up for housing for both the fall and spring semester. By default, the system is going to require you to sign up for both terms. If you're a student that's departing housing after the fall semester due to an academic reason, say student teaching, studying abroad, internship, you'll have an opportunity later in November of next year to communicate that information to us, but initially you will sign up for both fall and spring. You don't need to do anything during step 1, you just move to step 2. It's just that we want to make sure that you're aware that you're signing up for both semesters. In step 2, you're going to have the opportunity to select roommates. So in order to add your roommates to the list, you're going to click on that green plus button underneath roommate to begin doing that. When you click that green plus button, what a box is going to appear. It's going to ask you to put in the RMS ID number of the roommate you want to pull in, and then also you're going to put into their roommate group PIN. So when you put in RMS ID number and the roommate group PIN, once you do that, you're going to hit that green select button in the box to add that person to your group. Okay? So you'll go ahead and hit the select button, and that roommate will be added. If you need to add more roommates, you go ahead and click on the green select button to add them. So if you're signing up for a 4-bedroom apartment, you're going to need to add 3 roommates before moving on to the next step. If you're going for a 2-bedroom apartment, you just need to add the 1. If you're going for a 3-bedroom apartment, you're going to add the 2. Clearly, if you're signing up for a studio apartment, then you don't need to add any roommates because a studio apartment is a single. So if you're squatting a studio, you don't add roommates. If you won the studio lottery, you don't need to add a roommate there. So you're going to go ahead and click next step once you've added all of your roommates. So I've got all 3 of my roommates there. I'm going to hit next step. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the apartment that I want to live in. So you have the ability to search by community to see what apartments are available. So if you know you want to live in the landings, you can click on the landings there, and it'll bring up all the apartments that are available at the landings that no one has signed up for at this point in time that are available to you. If you want to do Longwood Village, you click on Longwood Village, all the available units will come up. You want to do Lancer Park, same thing. So once you're here and you see the apartments that are available, once you know the apartment that you want to sign up for, there's a yellow lock icon to the far right of the screen. What you're going to do is you're going to click on that lock icon to lock that apartment and begin the registration process for your group. And once you lock it, you're going to be brought to step 3 here. And you're going to see that there's a red timer at the top of the screen. So once you lock the apartment, you do have 4 minutes from that point on to complete the registration process. Nothing is timed until you lock the apartment. So when you're pulling in your roommates, nothing's being timed. But once you lock the apartment, you have 4 minutes to finish the registration process. If you don't finish it in 4 minutes, the apartment will then be reopened for someone else to sign up for, and you can log back in and then go through the process and try locking it. If you have the RMS ID number and the roommate pin in front of you, it shouldn't take you more than a minute, maybe 2 minutes to finish the registration process from this point forward. So 4 minutes is a lot of time being given. The timer is there because we don't want people locking an apartment for the entire day and not finishing the registration process. That's not really fair to other students that are trying to sign up. So that is the purpose of having that timer there. But once you get to this page, what you're going to see is at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see all the different bedrooms in the apartment listed. And then there's a drop down. So what you're going to be doing at this point is putting yourself and your roommates into a bedroom in the apartment through a simple drop down. And so what you will see here is there's the drop down. So I've decided to put Jean Woolwell in the A bedroom, we've got Betty Newman in the B bedroom, we've got Chesley Woolwell in the C bedroom, and we've got Courtney in the D bedroom. So those are the bedrooms that I've elected to put each of my group members into. Once I've done that, I'm going to hit the next step button at the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to select a meal plan for each of my roommates. So you'll want to collect meal plan information from your roommates prior to registration. If you forget to do that, it's not the end of the world. Just sign them up for a meal plan. They can change their meal plan later on online, and we'll be sending out instructions on how to do that. It's helpful if you get it ahead of time so you don't run into any problems with your roommate having to change it later on. But if you don't abandon the registration process. Just sign them up for a meal plan and they can change it later on. So each person is going to have a section on this page, and there's going to be a drop-down box to pick the meal plan they want, hit the select button, and once you hit the select button, it will show up with the meal plan they've chosen. Once you've done that for yourself and your roommates, all you have to do is click finish at the bottom of the screen and you're done the registration process. So once the timer starts, there are only two things you have to do. One is put each of your roommates in a bedroom. The second one is pick a meal plan for each student. So even if it took you a minute and a half to do each of those things, you still would have only used 3 minutes of your timer. So the 4 minutes is plenty of time to get that done. Once you click on finish at the bottom of the screen, you'll get a nice confirmation message to let you know that you successfully completed the registration process. The computer system will also send confirmations to yourself and your roommates to their Longwood email account, confirming where they have signed up for next year and what meal plan they have. So you'll get a double confirmation on that. You see it on the screen that it's successfully gone through. Each roommate will also get an email letting them know that. And so you will have that information. If at any point in time you have any questions, you can always email or call our office.